Hi guys, I hope you are extremely well. My name is Vaibhav More and you are watching Vaibhav Singh. This is gonna to be video number 5 and in this video I'm talking about the if interviewers comes in front of you and asking some technical questions, coding questions, then what is the best way to giving the answer in the efficient way, how you will convince them you are the best candidate and you are the more sounded professionals, more founders connected with that person, sounds more professional, like in the all of the previous stuffs we are talking about. You have to remember in mind giving your answer in the way like you sounded more professional, enthusiasm about the coding and connected and memorable person. These things you have to keep in mind and you have the best way to given the answer. That stuffs I'm going to talk about in this video, and what is the best way to approach any kind of the questions of related to coding, and what the interviewers expects to you and what your expectation you have to fill in this. So these things we are going I am going to take in this video. If you are fair and you finding yourselves very hard to giving the answer, if it could be online and offline while giving the answer, if you finding some difficulty while giving the answer, so my dear friend, this is the like more relatable video and it's fine video. You can watch it and absolutely you will add some additional value while giving the answer, sure, I am sure for it. So without wasting your single second of your time, let's get started. So what is the method name? Method name is the P.I.E.C.E. P.I.E.C.E. Pi having EC. That is an mnemonics, you can remember it. So what this mnemonics it says, pi means is what is your problems when you're that assumes the situations when interviewers comes in front of you and they just share the question in or on your screen and they just share on laptop, whatever the way he is shared, and now you are read this stuff, and now what's the do you will do first. So here is pi is come, pi is your problem. Break down the problem in your own language, whatever the your interviewer says. Don't be take it very like whenever interviewer will said, you have to just understood the it 60 to 70% it's enough. Now break down that question in your own language and confirm that to your interviewer, are you right or not wrong. If he said you are yes it's right and you are thinking in a right way, then go ahead. This will be you do first whenever you question read and the question is in front of you. That is your number P. And what is your I is your institute. Whenever you read the questions, if you are the good candidate, if you practice on the lead code, you do some practice questions and you give DSA data algorithm, data structures and algorithms times, then it means whatever any kind of the brute forces method, your gut feelings will comes in your brain after reading the questions. These things surely will happen if you are the hard working guy and you give your time to data structure. This will surely happen. So in institutional it is the nothing, it is just gut feelings and brute force method which you are thinking in your brain, just share with your interviewer. This is the second number things you have to do. Let's summarize everything. Problem, convert and break down it in your own language and discuss with your interviewer. If he said yes right, then go ahead, and after go ahead, the second number thing is institutional. Institutional in institutional you have to share your gut feelings and your brute force with your interviewer. If he said yes it could be the possibility, then don't be just go for making the logics and write your code. Don't be this thing, don't be do this thing. Now let's comes to point number 3, and what was your that was your P, I and E. Now I'm talking about the E. What is your E? E is nothing, it is the edge case. Edge case, yes my dear friend, edge case. Edge case is like the best way to describe the solve the questions, like more efficient way to solving the problem. The good have this approach having the good time complexity, they have a good space complexity, and then sure you can apply this method and share with your interviewer. If he said yeah it is another way to solve this problem, whatever is suited on you, you can go ahead. This will be, he will said. But yeah, you have to share and you have to discuss with your interviewer. Your interviewer, don't be ever feel such as you are just avoiding him. You are, don't be discuss with them. Take mark my word especially, and take it very seriously. Discussing with someone, it makes the huge impact while just comes and do your work. Just I have done an example. If you go your college classes and you just teach what the teacher is teaching, you just try to learning from your teachers, and he just came out and you also came out to your room and PG whatever and day scholars, then you go and you just don't interact to anybody guy. You just come in the class and discuss with your teacher, and then after study, and then you go ahead. You don't have any kind of the friend, you don't have to peoples to share your thought in your class. That's, I'm surely you have the, you will absolutely in future face the very hard days. You will not any peoples to share your feelings and thoughts. You will be finding some difficulty after times comes later. You will surely find in some difficulty. That is the things I'm saying. So as in your class, if you do discussion with friends, makes and while talking to, like you makes you involve yourself in the discussions, you make talks and thought sharing with your colleagues and the PRs, then it's fine. It is not, it's fine, it's good. It's make the more efficient. Whenever you face some problem, they will be able, they have the abilities to solve. They do something for you cause you build the some relation. That is the exactly same things you have to do with your interviewer. He comes to, you have to continuously talk with that guy. So in P, you have to talk with your problems. In institutions, you have to share your guts feelings and the brute force approach. In what was your edge case? E was your edge case. In edge case, you have to share with your efficient way of solving that question. Like this question we can solve in this efficiently way. That's problems have this good time complexity, this space complexity, whatever is a good for that code, you can implement and share with that guy. Now P, I and E is finished. Now C is come. C is nothing, just your code. I guess you are very excited to solve that. Like you are sitting in the coding interviewer and you now talked about on your coding way. So now now time is comes. Just you have to now just write your logic. Write your logic in that way, how you are, like whatever the way of whatever they said about your solving problem. Now just write in a code. And what's the code you will write? The E, what is edge case. Edge case like means your efficient way of solving question. That's logic you have to build and implement in your compiler, whatever the way your interviewer has been said. This is the you have to follow. Now this completed C. Now let's comes on the E. E was just your conclusion, like evaluate. That E stands for your evaluation. Evaluate, say just it's enough. Evaluates means tell your time complexity and space complexity with your interviewer, and what is the pros and cons of your written code. That's things also share with your interviewer. This is he was expecting with the candidate if he was solving any kind of the DSA problems. After hearing everything, you seems fine. You seems wow, it's too many things. How you would be give the answer and how you will able to give the efficient answer. So it was just after hearing, finding, you can find that it might be very hard, but believe when you give the answer in that way, if you are not very well to given the structured answer and the best answer of your code, but still the chances of getting hired you ultimately will increase. That is the sure this would be happen. That is the confidence of mine is saying. So I hope now you are remembered the method. Now I'm just summarizing the method in the pretty short time. It would be not take your time. It's going to be a 950 minutes. So what was just like P.I.E.C.E having EC branch. Pi having EC branch. Now P was your problem breakdown in your own language. Then then after the P it comes on I was your institutional. Institutionals, what was your institutional was brute force method, was the your gut feelings having about that question, share with them. And the third was educase. Educase was the best solution of your questions, share with them, and make the answer framing in your subconsciously, share with your interviewer. All 3 points which you have to talk and discuss with your interviewer. That is the best method. And the third fourth things was your code. Write your code as logic in your compiler, whatever the way you your interviewer had said you have to implement. And the fifth was your evaluation. Evaluation your code means you have to tell at the end time complexity and the space complexity with your pros and cons. You have to do these things. That is the evaluation. And then after doing all 5 steps, you don't said I solve it, just said after while reading this question I realized something, now I implement in a real world problems, real world solutions. Say these things. This will trigger is your interviewer's mind. You are not a guy who already know the answer of this question. You just in front of him read the questions and make the a suitable answer. Like you have the temperament after analysis some things and bring them some output. They will shows your problem solving skills and build some relations, cause this is not answered kind of something. This is like something which is connect to people's. After reading this question, I realized I solved some things, industries problems in the virtuals, like I solved some industry problems after I realized something. That's kind of the stuff I'm talking about. Instead of saying I solve it, don't be said I solve it. Says is it just some things which is very fine. I guess you are able to understand what I am trying to saying. This is everything, not everything, it is just pretty fine about my side. If you like finding yourself more comfortable from previous, so hit the like button and don't do anything else. So go your gym and make some bodies, that do some exercises, then make your personalities the dynamic, attractive, fine kind of some things. And I will see you in any next time. Bye bye guys.